Our aim is to prevent early deaths caused by high cholesterol. So we are the cholesterol charity, and we are the nation's only charity that is dedicated to helping people with high cholesterol.
You've obviously identified that cholesterol is the killer here. I mean, other heart charities are around and they focus on other areas, but you're very specific, aren't you?
We are. We're very specialised indeed and focused totally on cholesterol and cholesterol-related conditions. So that covers both inherited and diet and lifestyle-driven raised cholesterol. And many people don't actually realise that you can inherit high cholesterol, and there are in fact 120,000 people in the UK that have a condition called familial hypercholesterolemia. And this is an inherited condition, and it can lead to early death as early as 20s, 30s or 40s, and in more complicated cases, sadly, in teenage years. In terms of the size of the diet and lifestyle and the general sort of cholesterol problem in the UK, 2 out of 3 adults have raised cholesterol. So in fact, it's a very, very big problem out there, and you're absolutely right, it is a silent killer. There is often no symptoms until the first symptom, sadly, can be a heart attack or stroke.
Part of your dilemma, I suppose, Jules, is that there's a parcel of people who have FH, the more extreme version of cholesterol, but there are also an army of people out there who have high cholesterol and probably don't even know it.
Yes, absolutely. And we are there to provide the support, guidance and education to both the general public and people that have high cholesterol and their families, of course, but also to healthcare professionals. And that's a really important part because we are such a specialist charity, and we need to be there to provide that support for the healthcare professionals to make sure the patients are getting the right treatment at the right time. When I very first joined, a lady phoned who had FH in her family. Her 2 boys have FH too, and she called us part of her family, because actually it is a Heart UK family. That is the environment that we've created here, and that's the feel that I wanted Heart UK to have, because it is it is a fairly common problem, but it's also a problem that can make you feel quite isolated. But certainly the stories on the website are definitely inspirational, and stories that aren't on the website. Young Rihanna, for example, on the eve of her 12th birthday, did a cross-country run at school and sadly collapsed and died. It was identified later, sadly enough, that in fact she did have inherited high cholesterol condition, FH. And even though her mother was going to the GP asking her and her other 2 girls to be tested, sadly the GP chose not to test the girls until they were 18. And unfortunately for Rihanna, that was too late. And no family should have to go through something like that. That is abominable. And we are here to stop that happening and find those individuals.
So this is a message not just to the people who may be suffering from cholesterol, high cholesterol issues, but also to GPs out there, you know, that they should be very proactive in this area.
Yes, absolutely, and that's part of what our campaigning work is all about. We campaign for the continuation of health checks, which have been introduced in the last couple of years, but also on the inherited high cholesterol side of things, FH, we are campaigning for cascade screening of a UK-wide nature. It's not rocket science, it's not expensive to do, and it's quite straightforward. So quite frankly, we will keep banging that drum until we get some results.
So obviously you feel very passionately about the cause, but you know, you also need money, don't you? You need the donations to keep on coming in. So what are you doing about that?
We certainly do rely completely on donations to survive and to continue to provide the services of Heart UK. So there are many ways that you can get involved, but you don't have to run a marathon all the time, as you'd expect. People think of that first of all. We have our red laces. These are red shoe laces, and they represent healthy arteries and encourage people to get active. So if you want to get active, then do something with the red laces. You can buy red laces from us. You can also hold a hearty tea party, which again is quite a simple concept but effective, and that is to raise awareness of the cholesterol problem whilst having a cup of tea and perhaps a slice of healthy cake.
And obviously all the details of that is on the website. What would be your most important message, Jules, to people out there who are watching this?
It would be twofold. First of all, if you have early heart disease in your family, then please go and get checked by your GP. It's a simple blood test that will tell you what your cholesterol levels are. My second one is please help us to help others and fundraise for us and get involved with Heart UK.